The no-confidence vote against Keir Starmer is not just a political setback, it's a full-scale earthquake that has ripped through the very foundations of the British political landscape. As the dust settles, one name stands out: Nigel Farage. Once dismissed as a fringe figure, Farage now looms as the kingmaker in this unfolding drama. The question is no longer whether the Labour Party can recover from this crisis but whether they can even survive it. Farage, ever the opportunist, is primed to exploit this moment, and if the major parties aren't careful, they may well hand him the keys to power. Keir Starmer's leadership has been under fire for months, plagued by internal divisions, policy missteps, and a growing sense of disillusionment among voters. He has failed to unite his party, failed to offer a coherent vision, and above all, failed to grasp the frustration bubbling beneath the surface of British society. The no-confidence vote, coming at a time when Labour's credibility is already in tatters, is a clear indicator that his leadership has become untenable. The party's failure to address economic struggles and growing dissatisfaction among the electorate has left a gaping hole in the political landscape, a hole that Farage is perfectly positioned to fill. This isn't just a temporary crisis, it's a turning point. The public has grown tired of the same tired promises from the establishment, whether from Labour or the Conservatives. The political elite, detached and arrogant, has failed to address the core concerns of ordinary citizens. Immigration, the economy, rising living costs, these issues are being ignored by the very parties that claim to represent the people. As the Labour Party continues to flounder, Farage's populist rhetoric, which so often resonates with the disenfranchised, grows louder and more relevant. The political establishment is scrambling, but it's too little, too late. Starmer's failure to adapt and unite his party has left Labour fractured and vulnerable. The party is in disarray, and while Starmer's inner circle rushes to contain the damage, their efforts are futile. The clock is ticking, and with an early election on the horizon, there is no time left for Labour to patch things up. Farage, meanwhile, is poised to capitalise on their weaknesses, offering a clear alternative to the status quo. He has already demonstrated his skill in tapping into the public's frustration, and this moment represents a perfect storm for his political revival. Farage's return to the political stage would not simply be a comeback, it would be a seismic shift in British politics. He understands the electorate better than any of his rivals, particularly the Conservative and Labour elites who have become so disconnected from the public's concerns. Farage's populist message has always been one of rebellion against the establishment, and right now, that message has never been more resonant. The people are tired of the politicians who make promises and never deliver. They are ready for something different, and Farage has positioned himself as the voice of that change. The looming election will be a referendum on the status quo. The voters will decide whether they want to continue supporting the establishment parties that have failed them or whether they are ready for something radical. Labour's internal chaos and Starmer's inability to inspire trust or unite his party make them a prime target for Farage's message. The Conservative Party, while seemingly stable at the moment, is not immune from the rising tide of discontent. If Labour continues its downward spiral, and if the Tories fail to address the same issues of immigration, economic hardship, and public dissatisfaction, Farage could easily emerge as the dominant force in British politics. The stakes are higher than ever. This isn't just about winning an election, it's about the very future of British democracy. Farage's ability to galvanise disillusioned voters will test the strength of the major parties. If Labour cannot recover from this crisis, the political landscape will shift irrevocably. Farage is a man who understands the power of populism, and if this election plays out as expected, it could mark the end of the era of establishment dominance. What Starmer and the Labour Party fail to realise is that this isn't just about them. It's about the broader disillusionment with the political system as a whole. People want change. They want leadership that addresses their concerns, not abstract promises. The electorate has grown tired of being ignored, and Farage, with his populist appeal, is ready to step into the vacuum left by Labour's failure. The establishment is on the brink, and they've only themselves to blame. Keir Starmer's leadership has proven to be a failure, and with Farage ready to exploit the chaos, the future of British politics is now in play. The question remains, will the electorate continue to support the broken system, or will they embrace the change Farage is offering? One thing is certain, this crisis will shape the political landscape for years to come, and the established parties would be wise to pay attention, for the game is about to change.